All right, he's the host of Discovery Channel, History Channel shows. He, of course, is a famous Navy SEAL. Can't get into all the different groups he was involved in or in. We just had another great Navy SEAL patriot on, Matt Bracken. Craig Sawyer is on with us right now, TacticalInsider.com. He's a former Marine, former Navy SEAL, sniper, combat instructor. Sawyer is the owner of Tactical Insider, which brings technical advice and weapons and combat to Hollywood and films. He began his career in the U.S. Marine Corps and switched to the U.S. Navy to pursue his career in special operations. Sawyer has run specialized teams to provide security to politicians, dignitaries, and goes on from there. Tactical Insider has contributed to CBS, Fox, you name it. I'm not going to go over it all. He's been a host of Top Shot, 5 seasons on the History Channel. I'm not going to go over it all. But what he's really doing is getting blocked trying to produce TV shows about the pedophile rings. He's got amazing sources nationally, internationally. I, not made out of money, but I've given $100,000 to the effort because they've been trying to censor him and block him. This pedophile thing is what they're most scared of. And the congressman that's fighting for his life, Steve Scalise, I know from my sources, I don't want to get into anything that's classified, behind the scenes was spearheading a lot of this. He got, obviously shot yesterday and is fighting for his life. So this is what they're scared of. This is what they're really, really scared of right now. Dr. Corsi's riding shotgun with us for at least another 30 minutes. We'll open the phones up in about 30 minutes when Corsi leaves us, and we're just taking calls with Craig Sawyer or the Sawman. But we got Tom Brokaw saying, I am a complete racist. That's a quote. He used this fancy term, unalloyed, which means in the dictionary total or complete. Pure. And then, thank you, Mr. Webster. He's right. I said pure. And, I mean, it's like, where's the clip of me being racist? I'm like unifying people. They are such scum. Then they say that I'm glad kids died or kids didn't die at Newtown. Never said that. The public didn't buy it because they were using blue screens and stuff. I said, were they doing fake locations? Did they fake kill kids, really kill kids? You never know. But I'm not attacking the families. Probably happened. They are misrepresenting. They're in total panic mode. So I don't want to make the show about me, but we've got huge hack attacks trying to take down the websites right now. I mean, I've seen pre-war propaganda that wasn't this heavy against myself, Trump, and others. But let me tell you, it's surreal to have them, you know, with this whole Megyn Kelly thing. By the way, I'm going to put behind-the-scenes stuff out to prove she's a liar later. Let's cue that up in a moment, just that short clip. Oh, this isn't a hit piece. Oh, this isn't about Pizzagate. Oh, this isn't about Newtown. And then, of course, the whole thing is she's the keynote speaker there and all the rest of it. They are on a desperate offensive. Craig Sawyer, what on earth do you think's really going on? 'Cause again, I don't want to make it about me, but I think in what they're targeting, we learn what they're afraid of. What is going on in your view?
Well, look at their desperation, Alex. I think that's really the answer, is they are in a corner. Trump is not on board with the deep state subversion of the United States, of the people, and he's not on board with tearing down our protective Constitution. And he's a threat to those that want power. They've been slowly gaining power through brownstoning operations and other methods of undermining the American people. And President Trump is on board with the United States, with the American people being empowered. And
they're scared of a real American being back. I mean, they're scared America's back. So break down your latest information.
They're going out on a limb out in desperation to try to make something stick. So it's almost like they're swirling the drain, grasping for anything and throwing mud in all directions to see what they can cause to stick. And a lot of it's pathetic to watch, and none of it stands up to any sort of scrutiny. So I encourage people, just turn off the volume and watch what happens. And if you notice, the only violence that's condemned is the violence against the ruling elite. You know, they're okay pumping out all this rhetoric and go, you know, burn the White House, and I'm envisioning this against the president, and all violence, boom, boom, boom. They're bombing our populace with hate speech and encouragement to be violent. They won't condone it unless it's against one of their own. So it's a double standard. People need to kind of tune out the radical, cooler heads. The whole objective here with all this craziness is it's a power struggle over the United States. So we, the people, need to realize that the objective is to get us to vote away the rest of our rights, our freedoms and liberties, and we must not do that. You know,
That's right. America is coming back from the grave yet again. They're panicking. They're scared. So they're throwing the kitchen sink at it. And I agree with Corsi and with you, Craig. This is desperation. So watching them try to kill all these congressmen, watching Huffington Post and others saying, too bad, you know, it wasn't more people. Let's have organized war. What do you make as a, you know, a veteran, you know, combat guy, you know, baddest the bad, but a good guy? What do you make of all these wimps who are like playing at war and envisioning how they're going to kill us and calling for me to die and calling for us all to be killed and running their mouths? I mean, this is bizarre behavior.
Well, it's hostile, and they're getting their marching orders from the same place they're getting their funding, and that's why they're all on the same sheet of music.
Soros.
That's why they're Soros and those that are like-minded. You know, Soros he's a big figure as far as we're concerned, but he's a small figure in relation to the rest of the global elite who are kind of wise enough to hang back and remain.
Exactly. He's the archetype. He's the guy that's willing to be out front.
Yeah, it's an easy name to throw on, you know, face to throw on the.
So we've got a global crime syndicate that traffics children. It's backing radical Islam. It hates Christianity. It's basically like a satanic chaos or specter. What do we do to counter them? I mean, clearly they're hyping up murder and death. Kill us, kill us, kill us. What do we do?
Well, look, in the military, we realize that fire superiority is an absolute must to win any conflict. And what it is if you are able to have a greater volume of fire against your enemy and a more effective volume of fire, it allows it to be even easier for you as the fight progresses. And what's gone on right now, we've got the dynamic to where the deep state subversives and the anti-American radicals have been allowed to attack our Constitution and our president at will, with seemingly no return fire upon them. So they're able to have a greater effect than they would if we were to start prosecuting them. They need to be investigated and perp walked en masse, because right now...
I mean, totally. And of course, you're also a federal officer as well. But I mean, here's the problem, Craig Sawyer. We don't even have that time now. They're clearly getting ready for a physical civil war, an attempt at chaos, an attempt at overthrow. So as we enter this paradigm, what does the president do? I mean, when people are openly saying all over the news, kill the president, overthrow the government, kill everybody we don't agree with, I'm not calling for a military move, but it almost seems like all the president can do is now know the military's behind him, get a bunch of state governors behind him, and move against these people. I mean, I think we need military action.
Well, I want to comment on one thing to the Democrats, especially through the Obama years, have taken control of all the agencies. They're in charge.
And it's an outside power. We need military operations.
Well, Trump has got to clean out the Department of Justice, the IRS, the White House, fire Priebus, get these under control.
They're never going to let him get there. What I'm telling you is they're clearly getting ready to launch their offensive. I can tell you. So what do you disagree? What do you think?
No, I don't disagree. But he needs to do this now. He needs to do it right now. We need the Ray Cohn to come out of Trump when he realizes that his top aides, Michael Cohen, his lawyer, is going to be under investigation. Roger Stone's under investigation. They intend to take down all the people around him, just like...
They've said, I'm commanding the Russians. You didn't see that clip? Hillary now says, I command the Russians.
Right. Well, Hillary always was in the back pocket of the Russians, just as Podesta was. I reported on that extensively. They are the ones who are getting money from the Russians, and what they're blaming... The Democrats are blaming the Republicans for what the Democrats
exactly.
were doing.
So let me ask Craig Sawyer this and then you.
Right.
What do we do? Because everybody knows I've been on there 22 years. I don't get this alarmist. They're all over the news saying kill everybody, kill the president. The New York Times is like, here's where they play baseball if you want to kill them. I mean, it's like, I don't want an offensive war. We're already under attack. Craig Sawyer, what do we do?
I'm with you, Alex, in being upset at the call for violence and destruction and the lack of prosecutions in response. However, we still have to play a long-term game here. As you know, I've been pounding all of my contacts that have the president's ear to please urge him to replace any and all directors of each of our agencies that he does not have 100% faith in, and to grab each one of them and personally charge them with his commander's intent to clean their agencies of all subversives. And if they do that, they could free up the log jams and have these agencies working on our behalf instead of against us. Right now, so many people are reporting crimes, and it's not only.
Well, let me stop you there, and we'll come back and get to it, Craig Sawyer. You talk about commander's intent. They're calling him talking to people about loyalty to America, obstruction. That's how they've got him trying to paralyze him. It's normal. The president has, the executive power to command the executive. They're trying to usurp that right now.
Yeah, well, and it's not loyalty to him; it's loyalty to the Constitution. And I think
exactly
he needs to be careful to make that clear, just so that they can't take semantics and use that as leverage against him.
No, I agree, but I was interrupting you. We're going to break in a minute. I mean, he needs to look. I'm not somebody that I want stability. Everybody knows that. They're all over the news saying, "Kill the president, kill everybody." They've got communists marching around Austin with loaded guns, with their fingers on the trigger. The police just sit there while they're menacing everybody. I'm not going to be intimidated by a bunch of communists.
Well, I mean, again, I think it's a matter of Trump now going on the offensive, and going on the offensive by taking control of the White House and taking control of the agencies.
Then let's define that with Craig Sawyer, Jerome Corsi on the other side of this break. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, these people are frothing criminals. They have a bloodlust for us, and they've got all these weirdo wimps, never even been in a fist fight, that want to have this coming of age to kill a bunch of veterans and cops and people. I mean, I just can't believe anybody's putting up with this.
In ancient times, man roamed the earth in a constant state of hunting or being hunted. Introducing Caveman, where cutting-edge science meets ancient super nutrients. Secure your bottle right now at InfoWarsStore.com.